Hello and welcome to Awaz News. I'm Kubra Ali and I'll be taking you through big news across Canada.
Toronto area man outraged to find license stripped after admitting himself to the hospital in mental health crisis. Toronto school takes down Mother's Day message following criticism. Hudson's Bay cutting 250 corporate jobs amid efforts to flatten company. Police arrest man who allegedly followed multiple women in West End, attacked one of them. Mississauga Mayor Bonnie Crombie strongly considering entering Ontario Liberal leadership race. Child taken to hospital with serious injuries after being struck by vehicle in North York. Suspects wanted after assault outside one liquor store over beer purchase.
These were the headlines and let's jump right into the details.
A child has been seriously injured after being struck by vehicle in North York on Tuesday afternoon. Toronto police say it happened near the intersection of York Mills and Banbury Roads, west of Leslie Street, shortly after 3:30 p.m. The child has been transported to the hospital, police say. His injuries are considered to be serious but not life-threatening. It is not immediately known if the driver of the vehicle remained at the scene. Roads in the area are closed for the investigation. Police have arrested a man who allegedly followed multiple women in Toronto's West End over the weekend, attacking one of them. Police were initially called to the Bloor Street West and Palmerston Avenue area at around 10 p.m. on Sunday after receiving reports about a man in a ski mask who had been observed following two women. The women crossed the road to get away from the man, but he continued to follow them, police say. The women then began to run away, screaming, prompting a number of neighbors to come outside to see what was happening. Police said that the man stopped his pursuit at that point and ran away from the area. However, as police investigated that incident, reports surfaced about another incident involving the same suspect in the Bloor and Bathurst Streets area. Police say that the suspect in the case began to follow a woman walking towards Markham Street and then approached her from behind and began punching her in the face before tackling her to the ground. Several passerbys came to the woman's aid and the man ran away. He was, however, apprehended and short distance away by the police. Police say that the man was found to be in possession of knives and tools consistent with the use in a break and enters at the time. Mississauga Mayor Bonnie Crombie is strongly considering entering the Ontario Liberal leadership race, a source close to the mayor told Awaz News. Crombie could be seen rubbing elbows with high-profile politicians and strategists at the Liberal convention in Ottawa over the weekend, prompting many to question whether she was gauging support for the provincial race. On Tuesday, a source close to the mayor confirmed she is giving very strong consideration to the contest. Rumors about Crombie's political intentions have been rumbling for months, with media reports suggesting in March that some members of the Ontario Liberals were encouraging the mayor to take the leap. At the time, Crombie, who was re-elected for a third time in October with more than 77% of the vote, told reporters she is entirely focused on her responsibilities as Mississauga's mayor. Registration for the leaderships is now open and candidates have until September 5 to toss their name in the hat. Hudson's Bay is laying off another 250 workers, the second round of cutbacks this year. The company said Tuesday, bringing the total number of employees laid off this year to about 500. The Canadian retail arm of Hudson's Bay Company said the layoffs are in corporate roles. None of the 2023 job losses have affected retail workers at Hudson Bay's 84 department stores across Canada. As the retail sector continues to face headwinds, we are taking additional steps to flatten the organization and streamline operations, Hudson's Bay spokeswoman Tiffany Burr said in a statement. Economic pressures in the retail industry have continued longer than expected, making the second round of job losses this year necessary, she said. The company is committed to fairness and respect as it supports employees impacted by the layoff, she added. In the late January, Hudson's Bay said it was laying off about 250 workers. At the time, the retailer said the changes were needed as the retail sector navigated significant external pressures. In January 2021, Hudson's Bay permanently laid off about 600 workers in Canada due to extended lockdowns that shuttered many of the retailer's stores across the country for several months. Some had been on had been on a temporary layoff since April 2020. Navigating the depths of a mental health crisis in 2021, Austin Smith checked himself into a downtown Toronto psychiatric hospital, a decision that would unknowingly leave him without a driver's license for years to come. Smith hospitalized himself twice for depression and psychosis that year, once in the spring for just under 2 weeks and again in December for just over a month. In the weeks following, however, Smith says he was met with an unexpected wrinkle in his recovery. A letter from the Ontario government informed him his driver's license had been suspended. Ultimately, the suspensions forced him to move from a small town just west of Barrie to a greater Toronto area where transit was more readily available, he says. It's been over a year since Smith has been eligible to have his license reinstated, according to ministry documents reviewed by CTV News Toronto. But he says barriers, such as a lack of a family doctor, have slowed the process to a snail's pace. In the meantime, he says he's been unable to find employment in his industry, landscaping, and is surviving off disability payments. A spokesperson for the Ministry of Transportation told Awaz News they are unable to comment on specific cases, but underlined that Ontario's current medical reporting system has allowed roads to be among the safest in North America. As it stands, physicians are required to report any patient whose ability to drive may be medically compromised by a psychiatric problem or substance use disorder, among other conditions, to the Ministry of Transportation, sparking an automatic suspension of the driver's license once processed. To get their license reinstated, individuals must have a doctor provide documentation to the ministry attesting to their medical stability and ability to operate a vehicle. A requirement can prove challenging in a province where at least 1 million residents are without a family physician. On Monday, independent MPP Michael Mantha introduced Bill 105 to the Ontario Legislature, which seeks to soften the requirements of mandatory reporting. The proposed changes mirror that of British Columbia's current system, in which patients are only flagged for license suspension after they have been warned of the danger by a health professional, yet continue to do so. Some parents in Toronto's East End are calling out a local school for posting what they claim was a harmful and exclusionary Mother's Day greeting on its outdoor message board. On Tuesday morning, area resident and mother for Charlotte Dobo posted to a local parenting group on Facebook about the signage outside Q Beach Junior Public School at 101 Kippendevi Avenue. The message in question reads, "Life does not come with a manual, it comes with a mom." Dobo, whose children do not attend the school, objected to the message because it leaves out many families. She decided to go public with her concerns, and her initial post has since been commented on dozens of times. Dobo told Awaz News that it should have been a no-brainer for the school to post a more inclusive message, especially given the presence of many non-traditional families in the wider community. One person said that the greeting was in bad taste, while others called it inappropriate and mega exclusionary. Those who shared concerns about the message said that it does not take into account different kind of families, those with kids in foster care, kids with two dads, kids who have no contact with their moms, kids who have been abusive moms, who may or may not see their mom figure as the one who holds the manual of life. A number of people ultimately emailed and called the school, which has since put up a new generic message on its outdoor sign. And while many parents did take issue with the sign, others said that they didn't view it as exclusionary.
Thank you for tuning in. I'm Kubra Ali. I'll see you back tomorrow, same time, same channel. Have a good night.